Hello and good morning. You join me today on the start of the Two Tunnels Path as I am on a little adventure today to post some post in a post box in box. I felt this was sufficiently doctor's use-esque that making the trip to Box was worth it. Box is a small little place just outside of Bath, so it's probably gonna be a 35k loop or so, but it should take me through some wonderful bits of footpath. I've mapped it through some forest as well, which should be lovely, and yeah, I'm going to post 2 prints for my grandma as it is her birthday today, so hello. But I maybe did these prints slightly too late, so need to go send them off today, so hopefully they should arrive this week. So here we are in the first of the 2 tunnels, the shorter of the 2, and they've only just reopened because they've been draining them, so yeah, good to be in it. I actually went on a shorter walk a couple of days ago. It was really wonderful. Went through this little woodland that I didn't know was there and stuff, and there's a tree swing. I should put a picture of the tree swing now. This is amazing. Like, look at it. This is just... And yeah, it was really wonderful, but I've been experimenting with some different camera settings, and the footage was quite bad, ultimately. So some settings have been changed, tweaks have been made, so hopefully this one we shall be up and running in sort of wonderful 4K, hopefully. And yeah, all shall hopefully be well. Amusingly, it appears somehow I've already made a wrong turn, which, given I thought I was just going to be following this quite prescribed path, I'm not entirely sure how that's happened. So, you know, as ever, route planning is my forte. But I think maybe there's a path here that should take me where I want to go. And with that, we're onto the footpath and out of Bath. You know, it's so quick to get out into muddy footpaths and trees. It's just, yeah, it's wonderful. Up here on the skyline now, and what a wonderful bit of woodland this is. It's just, yeah, gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. If for whatever reason you've never come up here, just do. It's, yeah, you could spend all day walking around here and getting lost in these trees. Yeah, just magical. What a wonderful little magical space this is. There's even a slide. Oh, look at this slide. Is this slide going to be very wet? Not too bad, right? Whee! 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 That is distinctly unhelpful. I'm going to go and have a look anyway. But path closed, I don't know, sometimes I feel path closed is maybe slightly over dramatic. So there were people from the council down there, and they said that it was actually closed. So I reckon we might have been fine if they weren't there, but they were. So I'm retreating back up the path, and we'll have to figure out where we're going now. Diversion isn't too bad, but it's just taking me on this pretty busy main road, which is really great fun and features lots of great blind corners. So yes, hopefully we shall make it to the bottom in one piece. I have successfully gotten round the diversion and am now at this wonderful bit of canal and shall be heading towards the something basin. This is Dundas Aqueduct and subsequently Dundas Basin, which it says so to keep the canal without locks. They basically just ran it over the valley a bunch of times with these massive aqueducts, which is, yeah, very pretty. Although I think I may be on the wrong side. You see here where I'm not quite on the line. I believe the line I'm supposed to be on is there, and I'm on here. I'm sure there'll be a bridge somewhere, but a little bit of backtracking is now required to find where hopefully there is a bridge. Bridge has been successfully crossed and we are now on the other side and the intended side of the canal. So hopefully that is the last of the routing issues. It definitely won't be the last of the route navigational issues. It just won't be. Quite a muddy little foresty section here, wonderfully peaceful, and you know, this counts. There was a conversation we had recently about what's the difference between a forest and a woodland, and there are technical definitions, but I like the definition of that if you can only see trees, it's a forest, and if you can see other things, then it's a woodland. But if you can just see trees, counts as a forest. And obviously this does have its fairly obvious drawbacks of if you're at the edge of the biggest forest in the world, you then would think it was a woodland and vice versa. But for all intents and purposes, I'm describing this currently as a forest, and it's great, but very muddy, very, very muddy. First sight of civilization again, after a while in that forest, as I've just passed under that bridge over there. That seems to be a fairly main road, which would, I suppose, imply that I'm getting close to somewhere. Ruined the immersion of the forest slightly, the main road, but it was good whilst it lasted. have ventured back into the forest, and there's this bizarre bit of rock edge, but then you can still hear the road down there, so we're sort of just about managing to escape the road and into this. As of course is issue, we are in Brown's Folly Nature Reserve here with lots of chopped down ash trees. They need to get gone, unfortunately, but you know, hopefully the forest can keep on, but it's just one of those things, I suppose, unfortunately. But yeah, look at all these felled trees, and there'll be more to go, unfortunately. I have amusingly just met the guy cutting down all the ash trees, and yeah, so he's up here for the next few days trying to get the quantities down, but it's just, there's a lot of trees, and obviously the ones along the path are fairly easy to get to, but once you get into the forest a bit thicker, it all gets a lot trickier. But yeah, fun coincidence. You can probably just about hear the chainsaw in the background, actually. And with that, we make it out of Brown's Folly Nature Reserve, which was very wonderful. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Shall definitely be coming back. Would definitely recommend as a bit of wonderful woodland. Pretty muddy at the moment, but that's part of the fun, isn't it? So out of the forest and onto fields now, I think, and we've got to be coming near to Box, I think. We have now reached the highest point for today's walk, and yeah, have been rewarded with a fair view. We have gained an audience here on this footpath. Some pretty good. Hello. Hello. Oh no, you're gone. Oh, maybe not. But yes, carrying on, saying goodbye to the cows. Goodbye, cows. Very amusingly, it appears I've ended up in the same golf course as the one that I ended up in on the Castle Coombe walk. This wasn't specifically intentional, but yeah, I guess I must have just come up a slightly different way, and yeah, we'll now get to play the game of trying not to get hit by golf balls again. So here we are, recording amusingly exactly the same shot as when I did the Castle Coombe walk. Once again, successfully made it through the golf course. There must theoretically be a footpath somewhere. I'm still yet to find it. Maybe on the third time through I might find it. But yeah, so I suppose I think I'm now following a little bit of the route I did before, but obviously shall do a much different and 20k shorter loop of it than last time. But so yes, I believe this must be Box, I think, hopefully. We've just hit 20k, which means we're sort of a tad over halfway, and this section here is even muddier than it was last time, which is good. But yes, progress is going good. I have now walked past a total of 3 post boxes, any of which I could have posted the letter in, but I'm committed to the one I've selected. So Yes, it's, oh my goodness. Yes, this is quite a lot slippier than last time I did it. And obviously last time I was here, I didn't know, oh, that's just my hand, sorry. I didn't know what that was. Obviously I now know that is up at Azima Barracks. Hopefully I shall not be heading up there today. But yes, appears to be some building work happening. And here we go. Ta-da! So a grand total of 21.9k to post that, to post the post in the post box inbox. Mission accomplished. Now 18k to get home. I'm here now, inbox, after obviously posting the letter, and I'm currently next to the box railway tunnel designed by Mr. Big Old Brunel himself, and we just saw a train go through and there's a lady taking photos, so started having a chat to her, and then another random guy appeared, and it was just a good bit of proper sort of British communal chat about, oh, you know, the council ought to chop some of that down, don't they, and such. But yeah, she was saying how on the other side there's actually two tunnels, because there was a secret tunnel which in the war they were going to run an extra train, or they were going to run a train from London, and then it was going to go into the hill, and then on the other line a second train was going to come out. So they thought, you know, if anyone was watching, they'd think that nothing fishy was going on, I suppose. But then there's like a secret station in the hillside. At least that's what she said. So I'll take her word for it, because it's quite a fun story. Probably, maybe true, hopefully. And yeah, very cool tunnel. Lunch has been consumed. Had a pretty good pasty actually. I was going to sit on that pillbox, but it was quite mossy, and I decided maybe just a regular old bench might be the better alternative. So yeah, good progress to this morning. I say this morning, it's 3:20 already, so I might get back home slightly later than originally intended, but I made collection time for the post box, which was the main goal, and yeah, back home we go. I'm now on my way out of box, and I've decided what that tunnel reminds me of. It feels like the kind of tunnel that Henry gets bricked into in Thomas the Tank Engine. I remember finding that episode quite traumatic, I believe, that story arc. But yeah, I feel that tunnel was sort of the kind of tunnel that I can envision that happening. Box is a cool little village. It had there was a house with a steam engine outside, which was pretty cool. Nice little English town, English village. Nice little English village. I'm now walking along the same way that I've just come from, which amusingly is a bit of path that I also walked on the Castle Combe walk. I just forgot the name of Castle Combe there. So yes, it is a bit of path that I would have now done 3 times, so that's fun. But yeah, onwards and unfortunately quite literally upwards, as there's quite a few hills to do now. Yes, that was the same shot as last time I did that walk, but obviously going in the opposite direction, so I thought it was still a fun shot. And here we are, back in Browns Folly Nature Reserve, on a sort of slightly different side of it to where we were this morning. So I've sort of looped around to come into a different bit. The paths are not quite going to join up of where I went this morning, which was obviously the goal was to walk a different bit. So yes, it appears that this bit is very muddy though, so maybe it would have been better to do the other bit. Definitely was on the muddy side. These shoes are new, essentially. Got them a couple of weeks ago to replace my old sort of trail walking shoes, and yeah, I've been really enjoying them so far. Today's sort of their first big proper day, and yeah, they've been holding up well to the mud and the sogginess and such. So yeah, and obviously they're orange, so what's not to love? As I come round this fallen tree here, I've just reached the end of the BBC Radio 4. Oh, look at that. That's funky. I have just reached the end of the BBC Radio 4 version of Good Omens with Michael Sheen and David Tennant. Yeah, really good. Can't remember how long it was. 11 or 12 hours or so. Yeah, really well voice acted and stuff. It is a fun story. Obviously, I've watched the TV show a while ago now, so remembered bits of it. But yeah, I've listened to I listened to it on the Castle Coombe walk, and then yeah, I've sort of been chipping away at it over the past few weeks, and then yes, today I've just finished it. Would thoroughly recommend. Shall put a link to it in the description. I wasn't actually originally intending to come up to Browns Folly, but I feel as I'm here I might as well. It is yeah, quite the structure, and if it wasn't for some of these trees, I don't know, it does have a fair view. And as ever, I feel it'd be rude not to go up. I was just about to film walking up those stairs, but for the sake of not falling down again, I didn't. But I am now up, and look at that. Incredible. This would have been a good spot for lunch. Well, it is a little bit late, but for next time. Now, I wouldn't say I'm specifically scared of heights, but that, as a drop, is pretty steep. So we can just appreciate the view and then go back down sensibly, of course. I think it's probably fair to say that Browns Folly is probably one of the shabbier grade 2 listed buildings that exists. It was built in 1884, I'm pretty sure. And follies are really fun structures in terms of their only purpose is decoration. They serve no They serve no practical purpose. They, in this case, they provide a good view, but they were simply made as landmarks for big estates and woodlands, which is, yeah, quite the thing. Hopefully that's a wonderful shot of me and the thing. I don't know, I can't see, but hopefully it is. This hill up from Bathford was also where a lot of the Bath stone was mined, which means there are lots of slightly spooky entrances into the mines, which we have been in before. I won't be on this occasion, but this one looks particularly spooky. I've never come down this way from Browns Folly, so this should be quite an interesting descent. It's the train in the background. It's quite a lot of felled trees, and it's quite muddy, so it's, yes, might be an interesting descent down, but should be good fun. Did you see that? There were just 2 trains at the same time at the bit I was standing at. That is maybe one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. There were 2 trains, that was so sick. There were 2 trains. Not one train, only 1 train. And it wasn't even one of those lame, one of the stupid, the little 3 carriage ones that just do pootle about. Those were Great Western Railway, like, zoom, off to London. One going this way, one going that way. That was insane. That was so sick. Day has been made. Week has been made. That is... Oh, that was incredible. Oh my God. And with all that excitement out the way, we go over the train tracks and are back onto quite familiar territory here, really. Back onto this little road, and then we'll be back up onto the canal, and then as ever we'll follow the canal back into Bath and return home. But yeah, that was amazing. 2 trains. So here we are, back on the canal with the smell of, that is a wonderful smelling fire. And yeah, it's strange for days like this where, obviously when I was in box, I saw quite a few people. But apart from that, you just don't really see anyone all day. And then as soon as you make it back onto, say this canal path, the amount of people just multiplies so much, trying to think of a good word there. Didn't think of a good word there. Yeah, just the amount of people instantaneously you see again, which is nice. It's nice to know that there is people on the easy bits to get to. Another train going past. Yeah, train. Good day for trains. Good day for trains. But so yeah, it's nice to know that you've got these places which will have people on, but you can still, as soon as you get off them, you're out into some wonderful bits of woodland and can really go explore and get out of the sirens and the trains and the people. Okay, flash has gone on, so I think this will probably be the last clip. I'm just heading into Prior Park now, and yeah, a really good day out. Obviously successfully delivered the letter, which was the main goal. But yeah, really some wonderful bits of woodland there that definitely shall be going back to explore more at some point. So yeah, thank you for once again joining me, and thank you everyone who kind words on the last video. Yeah, it was really wonderful to see that people enjoyed it and things. So yeah, thank you for that, and see you in the next one.